Afternoon, football fans. Well, actually, good morning still. We are still in morning here, pardon me, here on the East Coast. We are coming to you live from the East Campus Stadium on the campus of Worcester Polytechnic Institute in Troy, New York, where today it will be the RPI Engineers against the WPI Engineers in what used to be a Liberty League football game, isn't anymore, but it is still the Transit Trophy game for the 2018 season. My name is Kurt Studd. I'm here with Bob Conway. We're going to bring you all the action live today on 91.5 FM WRPI Troy. And both teams coming off victories last week. RPI taking out Allegheny, and WPI with a big shutout last week for their start of the season. So two teams coming in 1-0 here today, Bob, in what is pretty good weather for football. And somebody's going to come out of here with the Transit Trophy, and somebody's going to come out of here very disappointed.
Exactly. Little history of the teams. These teams have played 111 times. That's since 1947, and that's the second longest team that RPI has played against. The first being Union at 115, and RPI leads the series 59-47 with 5 ties. As you said, they're playing for the Transit Trophy. RPI has 2 trophy games this year, the Transit Trophy and the Dutchman Shoes for the Union game. WPI comes in with a coach, Arsenio. When I interviewed him yesterday, which you'll hear at halftime, he indicated that WPI has a new quarterback. His name is John Nyland, Nyland. And he's somebody RPI recruited. He thinks he's a very good quarterback. Look at him up. There's 7 quarterbacks on this team. 7. He says the special teams are very strong. They had the player of the year on special teams last year in their new league. As Kurt said, they beat Anna Maria 54-0 last week.
And now we're going to have the national anthem.
I was saying, WPI coach says they're very physical and unconventional type of team. The running game was averaging 6.5 to 7 yards a carry, and defensively they're very tough. They go after the quarterback a lot. They had 3 interceptions last week. And speaking of last week, RPI, TJ Stefanski had one of our running backs had an 89-yard pick returned for a TD. Law had a great game last week, 3 touchdowns. He transferred back from Hofstra, I guess. He was here, went to Hofstra and came back. And of course, our special teams, Davies, he had an unbelievable game. He had 165 plus yards, and he leads the league in that last year, and is up to a very good start this year. In terms of kickoffs and kick returns, he's doing them both. And other than that, we got 2 young men J.T. Kelly and Quinn playing football this year for the first time. They're lacrosse players, and they're all league lacrosse players.
We are a little early in getting underway. It is before noon here in Troy, and there is the kickoff from Casey as he boots it to the 2-yard line. RPI to the 10, to the 15, RPI to the 20, 25. Nice big hole to the 30, and Davis is out to the 33-yard line. Good return by Davies, about 31 yards on that return, and RPI will be starting out with the ball today. It's RPI going right to left, WPI left to right today across your radio dial. Just underway here in Troy. This is WRPI Troy with Engineer Football. Kurt Stupp, Bob Conway on the call for you today.
Special teams did a great job blocking on that play, too. It was a really nice start.
First and 10 for the RPI Engineers. Both teams are nicknamed the Engineers. We will try to keep it as WPI and RPI. If we make a mistake and say Engineers, it's likely we're talking about RPI at this point. First and 10 for RPI. Marinopoulos puts the ball up. He's hit as the ball was thrown, and it goes incomplete at the 48-yard line. Clearly, that was not the pass he intended to make, but he gets away with it.
Yeah, just as he was throwing, he got hit. So the ball just went up in the air and over towards the sideline, fortunately.
So incomplete on first down for the RPI Engineers. RPI with a 40-19 win over Allegheny last week. And, of course, WPI with the big win over Santa Maria. On second down, RPI is going to put the ball on the ground, and that'll make it out to about the 36. That was Cella, who left last week's game injured. Didn't come back, but he's in there now starting for RPI. So he picks up about 3, and it'll be 3rd and 7 for RPI.
He's stopped by Mike McGough. McGough's a junior, 6'3", 245. Yeah, we got to look at a freshman last week that filled in for Cella. I'll talk a little bit about him later, but he looked very good.
3rd down and 7 for RPI. 4 wide out formation for Marinopoulos. Puts the ball up in the air. That is pass. That's complete to the 40-yard line. Law with the reception, and he's in WPI territory.
Law has played, well, it's only second game. The first game was very, very good, and starts this one off with a big gainer. Nice route.
1st and 10 at the 41 of WPI. This will be a handoff going to the right side, and running out of bounds along the right side there is Todd. That is Bryce Todd on the carry.
Engineers moving the ball very well.
No score, 13:39 to go here, first quarter. RPI pass incomplete, intended for Todd at the 35-yard line, but that was high and through his hands. So that goes incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for RPI.
RPI looks a little more crisp than the start last week. Last week was the first game for both teams, and it was a lot of errors.
3rd down and 7 for RPI at the WPI 38-yard line. 3 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Marinopoulos out of the shotgun, takes the low snap, throws over the middle. That is incomplete. I think Todd was the intended receiver there. Well defensed.
Yeah, very well defensed.
That was Sam Casey on the defense there.
Number 8. He's a junior defensive back from Winchester, Massachusetts. Punting team's coming out.
RPI looking at a 4th and 7 at the 38-yard line. Sends out the punt team.
Zach Moncroft back to punt for the Engineers. Number 84.
Moncrief gets the snap. Boots it away, looking for the corner. It's going to bounce at the 5 and go out at the 7-yard line. So there was no desire to return that by Pesh, the return man for WPI. Ball goes out around the 7-yard line, and that's where WPI will start out their first possession. We have 13:23 to go here in quarter number 1. No score in Troy.
Nice start in the kicking game for the Engineers. Sanjay had 2 field goals last week, and I think he made all but one of his extra points.
1st and 10 for WPI at their own 7. First possession of the game. They come out throwing. That's a completion along the 5 sidelines fire on the reception. That is Nyland, the quarterback, on the throw. Called a gain of 4. Yeah, gain of 4 to the 11-yard line. Started out at 7. It'll be a second down and 6 for WPI. It is high 60s, low 70s here in Troy. Overcast. I don't expect to see the sun much today. But I don't think we're expecting any bad weather. Nyland throws. That's tipped at the line, and it goes incomplete.
Good job by defensive line. Yeah, Egan was player of the week on defense last year in the league. Davies was a special teams player of the week. And the honor roll was made by Rob Law. Offensively, excuse me, he had 3 touchdowns.
WPI looking confused out on offense, and they've opted to take a timeout, their first of this first half. 12:54 to go in the first quarter. No score between RPI and WPI.
We want to remind you you're listening to Rensselaer Football on WRPI 91.5 Troy.
WPI in their, I'll go call it road white jerseys with gray pants, gray helmets.
Next week, RPI at Utica. Once again, 12 p.m. game.
Timeout is over with. WPI coming out, looking at 3rd and 6 from their own 11-yard line. Nyland is between 2 backs. Now one of them will go in motion. That is Zembeck. He moves over to a slot position. Nyland looks to throw. Looks right, avoids one man, but now he's tackled for a loss back at the 9-yard line. So a sack for the RPI Engineers, and WPI is looking at 4th and long.
3 guys there for the Engineers. I believe the first guy there was Antonio Ragliano, I'm sorry. Ragliano's an interior lineman, sophomore, 6'2", 256.
WPI punting out of their own end zone. A good high kick. Davies lets this bounce at the WPI 48, and it bounces onto the RPI side of the field, and it'll be down at the RPI 48-yard line. 12:08 to go here. First quarter, no score. RPI with their second possession of the game coming up.
Yeah, Davies put on a show last week, as well as special teams blocking. Very nice job. If I can find it here, it'll tell me eventually his runs for the day.
1st and 10, RPI at their own 48. Receivers on the left all bunched together. Marinopoulos will hand off. Nice room to run to the 45-yard line there for Cella.
Nice second effort, too. He got hit a little bit about halfway through that run and bounced off him, kept going.
2nd and 3, RPI quickly back in formation. Same type of formation also. Cella takes another carry, bounces off one of his linemen. He'll get a first down and makes it all the way to the 35-yard line.
RPI, little hurry up the last couple of plays. They seem to be running plays faster this week.
1st and 10, RPI at the WPI 35-yard line. 11:30 to go here, first quarter, no score. Same thing, receivers bunch tight to the left. Handoff goes to Cella. This time not as much yards. Whoa, is there a fumble? WPI signaling fumble, and what do the officials come in and say? And nope, no fumble. RPI still got possession of the ball. So just a 2-yard gain for RPI to the 33-yard line.
Kyle Havey, senior linebacker, was at the bottom of that pile for Worcester Poly. Hey, I didn't say Engineers.
2nd down and 8. Marinopoulos looking along the sideline, and that is caught. Yes, that is caught right around the 5-yard line. Calabro, I believe, on the reception
Yes.
for RPI.
Danny Calabro. Number 9, senior.
They'll spot him out at the 4-yard line. RPI first and goal from the 4. Cello with the handoff, and he'll lose a yard. As he had trouble in the backfield, and Whitehouse was able to get to him and make the tackle. Ten and a half to go here, first quarter. No score. RPI versus WPI. RPI with a second. The person on the down marker has to change that. Second and goal from the 5-yard line. Maronopolis has 3 wideouts. Now Ackerman goes into the far side. Maronopolis tries to keep it himself, and he'll be swung down at the 4. So he picks up a yard, but they needed more to get to the end zone, and it'll be third down and goal at the 4-yard line.
Larry Cafaro, senior linebacker, on the tackle. 9:56 to go in the first quarter. No score. Engineers in the red zone.
Third and goal at the 4-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for RPI. Maronopolis out of the shotgun. Maronopolis looking right, now straight ahead. Throws, that's complete. Touchdown to Davies. RPI leads 6-0.
Nice route. Ran over the middle. Wide open. Ran a nice, very nice route. Maronopolis put it right between their numbers. So RPI takes the lead, the first score of the game, 6-0, and they're set up for the extra point.
Christian on to try the extra point. Snap, spots down, the kick is up. It is good. 9:35 to go, first quarter. RPI 7, WPI nothing.
Yeah, I believe that that drive was a different style than the way the game was played early last week. RPI didn't have a style like that in terms of moving the ball quickly and doing things more accurately until the fourth quarter, where they scored 17 points against Allegheny. But don't forget, WPI won 54-0. So they're certainly, as usual, I mean, their record last year was like 10-2, and they won their league.
Christian tees the ball up at the 35-yard line as WPI is awaiting this kick, which will be their second possession.
It was 9-2 and 6-1 in the league. RPI was 8-3, 4-1 in the league.
Christian kicks it away. Taken at the 14-yard line to the 20, 25. Bouncing around, maybe out to the 28-yard line on the return by Robinson.
Yeah, Ben Robinson's only a freshman. 5'11", 180.
Nyland takes his offense out there. That's Julian Nyland, quarterback for WPI. Running back Sean McAllen, Lane Zembeck is the fullback. Eric Fire and Nick Rossi are the wide receivers. And this will be a handoff on first down. Going right, getting a couple of yards. 30-32, ball's fumble, and is recovered by RPI at the 34-yard line.
They did cover it, and it was a fumble.
Brendan Chipman is the other wide receiver for WPI as their offense makes its way off the field. And RPI gets the first turnover of the game. There were 9 turnovers last week. This is the first one we've seen today as the ball's at the 35-yard line.
There was a pile of men there. Did you see the number on the guy who fumbled? They all came together so quickly, you couldn't even see.
First and 10, RPI at their own, at WPI's 35-yard line. 7-0 RPI leads. Trying to turn the WPI fumble into some points here.
I believe it was Sean McAllen, number 4.
RPI first down. This will be a run straight up the middle by Scaglione, and he stopped after a gain of 2 to the 33.
Number 1, Blaine Merchant on the tackle. He's the first one there, one of the captains for WPI.
George Marinopoulos is the quarterback for RPI. The tailback is Nick Cello. These slot backs are Connor Davies and Rob Law. The wide receivers are Keaton Ackerman and Danny Calabro. Second down and about 8. Marinopoulos completes along the near sideline. That's to Elter coming into the game. Not listed as a starter, but he's in the game right now. Elter has the ball to the 29-yard line to set up a 3rd and 4.
Sam Casey on the tackle for Worcester. Casey, a junior defensive back from Worcester, Mass.
Marinopoulos throws on 3rd down, and well defensed there by Mahan, who got a hand in and knocked it away from the intended receiver.
That's 2 very good defensive plays by a couple of D-backs for WPI.
It's a 4th and 4. RPI keeps the offense out there. RPI's line, Chris New, Jacob Grant, Bobby Booz, Rick Demboski, and Aaron Castillo. That is the offense for RPI. 4th down and 4 at the WPI 29-yard line. And WPI crosses, flag comes out. This is a free play for RPI. Marinopoulos looking for the end zone, and another good defense by Mahan knocks the ball away, but it will be a first down RPI.
Mahan, a great play. That would have been 6.
That's number 99. 5-yard penalty. The result of the penalty is a first down.
Mahan got him at the last second, knocked the ball out.
So WPI crossing, that's a 5-yard penalty. It was 3rd and 4, so RPI gets the first down on the penalty yards. 8:20 to go here in quarter number 1. 7-0 RPI leads WPI. Marinopoulos hands off on first down. Law takes it to the left. Law breaks through. Law's got a first down to the 12 as he runs out of bounds.
Number 32, Aaron Whitehouse, sophomore D-back on the tackle. They're pretty consistent on these drives so far.
They'll put him out at the 13. 1st and 10, RPI up 7-0 here. Pass, complete the Law at the 10-yard line, and the WPI defense is not letting him move beyond that. We had Ostrowski and Casey on the stop there. Second down and 6. Ball's at the 10-yard line. Marinopoulos looks to the end zone. Is that caught, complete, and inbounds? Do they have all 3? Yes, they do. RPI leads 13-0. That is Smith, I think, who got that. Yep,
yes,
Nick
it is.
Smith on the reception in the end zone. He came down right near the out-of-bounds marker, and I think he hit inbounds before he hit the white, and so it counts. 13-0, RPI leads, 7:29 to go here in the first quarter.
Smith is the guy that just had one knocked away from him a few downs ago. Nice route.
And the extra point is no good. Christian misses it to the right.
So the first two drives, Engineering put points on the board a couple of times. They missed the extra point on the second one, so they lead it 13-0 with 7:29 to go in the first quarter. And you're listening to Rensselaer Football on WRPI 91.5 Troy.
For WPI, Isaac Patry, Peter Rakowskis, Vince Lucha, Jordan Hartley, and Nick Day are the line up front for the offense. Didn't get a chance to get those in. Christian tees the ball up at the 35-yard line. Again, it's RPI right to left, WPI left to right across your radio dial in this first quarter.
I think it's Whitehouse and Robinson back there for WPI.
Low kick, taken by an up man at the 24-yard line to the 25, 30, and call it the 30, close to the 35-yard line as the head linesman got almost run over by the RPI defense coming onto the field. They'll have him down at the 35-yard line.
Number 39 for the Engineers, Luke Watawabi on the tackle.
First and 10, WPI at their own 35-yard line. This is the farthest they've gotten downfield today, and this is their third possession. Nyland. Hands off on first down. That's a 0-yard play right there. Win on the carry for WPI. It stops. Well, they're going to give him a little less than a yard on that.
Number 57, Alec Hazard on the stop for the Engineers.
Under 7 to play here, first quarter. 13-0, RPI leads WPI in the Transit Trophy game. 5 wide receiver formation for Nyland. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. RPI offsides on this play. This is a free play for WPI, and it goes incomplete along the sideline. Rossi was the intended receiver. The man covering him was lined up in the neutral zone, and that's why this was a free play. That was Sean Egan. Yes, Egan was clearly in the neutral zone, and the head linesman was just waiting to throw the flag when the ball was snapped.
5-yard penalty, replay.
So that one was pretty obvious. It'll be 5-yard penalty against RPI. Replay the down. Second down and 4. They need to fix the down count on the marker over there. They really need to fix that. Slight delay before they snap the ball. Okay, second down and 4 for WPI at their own 41-yard line. They are shifting personnel in the backfield. Nyland has one man behind him now. Nyland hands off, and that's straight ahead is not really working for WPI today. That's going to lose them a yard to the 40-yard line.
Absolutely nothing. Number
Zembeck.
46, Austin Charles.
Zembeck on the carry for WPI. He goes over to the far sideline, the WPI side of the field. And it'll be third down and 5. Yes, third down and 5. They lost a yard on that play at the 40-yard line for WPI. Nyland looks left, now looks over the middle, throws. That is complete, and that should be a first down. It's complete to Fire. And it's right on the 45-yard line, and they'll move the chain. So that'll be WPI's first down of today's game.
Jack Fallon on the tackle, RPI linebacker.
First and 10, WPI at their own 45. 5:40 to go here, first quarter. 13-0, RPI leads WPI. 2 backs behind Nyland, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Nyland turns around, hands off, and trying to work that middle again, and it's really not happening for WPI at this point. Maybe a yard on that play. That was
Number
McAllen
4.
on the run.
Yes.
Ball carried by Zembeck, gain of a yard. Tackled by Liliano and Donatus.
Liano was the RPI defender on that play.
Second down and 9, WPI at the 41-yard line. Nyland throws and turning around, getting the ball. Was he inbounds? Yes, they're going to say he was inbounds. That was McAllen around the RPI 32-33. Now the officials, they're going to talk about it? Nope. They're going to say inbounds.
Sean Egan was right there, but catch was made. Good throw.
That was a close one. There's no video review here, so even looking on the big screen, I'm not sure exactly what it was, but they ruled it inbound, so that's what counts. Ball's at the 33-yard line of RPI. WPI first and 10 there. 4:25 to go, first quarter. RPI leading 13-0. Three men in the backfield with Nyland. Single receivers each side. Now they'll put a man in motion. Nyland drops back, looks, throws, and throws to nobody. Intended for fire, but he went downfield, didn't go towards the sidelines, and it goes incomplete.
Good pressure on part of the Engineers.
Second and 10 for WPI at the RPI 33-yard line. Two receivers left, one right. Nyland with his backs were in the eye. Zembeg now comes out of the backfield, moves in motion to the right. And WPI move, that's going to cost them 5 yards.
It's number 65, Joe Cuomo.
False start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty, second down.
RPI defense, the line up front, Amachi Conquo, Rohan Sherian Ash, Antonio Ragliano, and Cole Valinati. The linebackers are Jack Hoggard, Jack Fallon, and John Sadak. The cornerbacks are Sean Egan and DJ Stefanski. The safeties are Luke Watanabe and Rory McCarthy. Second down and 15 for WPI. Nyland, his throw is batted away.
Good job.
Benitez on the bat away. 96. WPI now looking at third and long. Third and 15 at the RPI 38-yard line. Nyland drops back, looking to throw, doesn't see anything. Now has to start running with the ball. He puts the ball down, takes it across the line of scrimmage, and he is tackled at the 34.
Number 50, once again, Jack Fallon on the stop for the Engineers.
For WPI, this is too far to kick and too short to punt. So the offense stays out there for the WPI Engineers. Fourth and call it 11, just beyond the 34-yard line. Two receivers each side. McAllen in the backfield. Nyland looks to throw. Doesn't see anything. Now throws it towards the end zone, and RPI bats that one away. Smart play there by Watanabe. Bats it away, and they'll take the ball at the line of scrimmage, which is the 34.
Yeah, Watanabe saw that all the way. Kurt Trey just knocked it down.
.310 to go here, first quarter. RPI 13, WPI nothing.
Engineer defense looking very good so far today.
RPI with a first and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Three receiver formation, tight end on the left, one man in the backfield. And Chella gets the handoff in the backfield, and he is stopped at the 36.
Blaine Merchant once again. First guy there for WPI. He's a captain, senior linebacker from Sanderson, Florida.
They'll call it a gain of 2 on that. Second and 8 for RPI. Chella remains in the backfield. Marinopoulos fakes the handoff to Cella, throws to Davies. Davies to the 40. Davies caught by the ankles at the 42.
Once again, number 1, Blaine Merchant on the tackle. He's been all over today.
3rd down and 2 RPI at their own 42-yard line. RPI's 4th possession, their previous 3, punt, touchdown, and then touchdown. It's a 13-0 lead because RPI missed the extra point after the 2nd touchdown. 3rd and 2. Fake the handoff to Cella. Throw to Davies in the flat. Davies loses the ball, and it stays in bounds, covered by WPI. That's a nice defensive play by the WPI engineers. The ball was about to bounce out of bounds. The defender knocked it back, and then another defender came and covered it. And so it's a completion, fumble, and recovery by WPI at the RPI 47.
Yeah, Sam Casey, the D-back, swatted it out of his hands. Just laid there. Nobody was near it for a while, and then WPI pounced on it. And they get the ball.
WPI starts out their best start again at the RPI 47-yard line. 1:47 to go here, first quarter, 13-0. RPI leads WPI. Nyland hands off to McCowan on 1st down. Doesn't have any running room and then gets pushed back. His forward progress gives him about a yard.
Jack Hoggart on the stop for the Engineers. Hoggart had a great game last week. He had 12 tackles at middle linebacker.
Second and 9 for RPI. Two receivers each side. McGowan was in the slot. Nyland, low snap, picks it up, and he's caught for a loss back at the 49-yard line.
Number 98, once again, for the Engineers, Antonio Rugliano. He's filling in where Malik played last year. Malik Joseph had 4 great years for RPI, and Rugliano's filling in there and doing well so far.
3rd down and 12 for WPI. They're going backwards on this series. Nyland drops back, looks like a designed run, grabbed by the shirt, gets away from that, running across the 50-yard line, now tackled for a loss, and I think they'll give him forward progress to the 50. Yeah, that's as far as he'll get at the 50-yard line. So he loses a yard there. WPI goes back 3 yards after the turnover, and they're looking at 4th and 13 at the 50. Don't have to run this play. They won't. That ends the first quarter here in Troy. RPI 13, WPI nothing in the Transit Trophy game for 2018.
Yeah, RPI looks, I believe, a lot sharper this week than they did in the first half last week. They've run the ball well, passed the ball pretty well, and had the 1 turnover with the fumble. But other than that, they got 13 points on the board, and they played well so far. WPI, as we said earlier, scored 54 points last week. I don't know the caliber of the opponent, but 54 points is still 54 points. And the defense has done a good job so far.
Just like to tell you, you are listening to WRPI Troy. We'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union. They provide the funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, and that includes WRPI's coverage of engineer football, hockey, and baseball. Also, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. And you can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As long as we're sending something out over the ether of the air, we'll provide it for you on that feed. That's WRPI.org. Punt is going to bounce around the 32-yard line. Take a WPI bounce as we start out the second quarter, and it will be down by the WPI engineers at the 14-yard line. It's WPI going right to left, RPI left to right across your radio dial in quarter number 2. Again, RPI leading 13-0 here as they start out their first possession of this second quarter.
Marinopolis 8 for 12 passing for 85 yards, 2 TDs along at 29. Nyland 3 for 7 for 30 yards along at 21, 1 sack.
Back at the 14-yard line, the worst start for RPI today. Both teams with 1 turnover. Marinopolis with time to throw, and I think he gunned that one a little bit too hard to Calabro over the middle. He couldn't handle it.
Yeah, he was thrown real hard. Number 14 was there as the defender, Brian Mahan, for Worcester, but tough to hold that one.
Second and 10 RPI at the 14-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. This is a handoff, and this is Scaglione in there for RPI, and he gets across the 15 to the 16. Only a pickup of 2.
He's the freshman I mentioned about last week. He played very well the time he had.
Third down and 8 for RPI. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. The 1 running back releases. Marinopolis under pressure. He's going to get hit, and Marinopolis is going down at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, a number of people there for Worcester. I believe number 79, Christian Nunez, was the first of 3 guys there.
Moncrief into punt. I believe that is Pesh back at his own 44-yard line. Moncrief steps out of the end zone, boots the ball away. Pesh comes in, takes it at the RPI 48 to the 45. Pesh to the 40. Pesh to the 35, to the 30. Flag comes out. Pesh will get tackled at the 20. 2 flags out on the play. This is not all going to count. This ball is coming back. I got to think there was at least 1 block in the back or illegal block against WPI.
Matt Boone on the stop for the Engineers. $13:16 to go.
During the return, block in the back, return team number 45. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
So the spot of the foul will be the 39. So they'll back this one up to the 49. It's a minus 10 yards. WPI starts out there.
That's what I was saying. There's 13:16 to go in the first half. RPI leads at 13-0.
Second straight possession that WPI will start on RPI side of the field. Nyland rolls out to his right, throws, got a man to 45 who drops the ball. And Fire had it in his hands, dropped it, he was wide open. When you're behind 13 points, you kind of need those.
Yeah, the ball was right there, and Fire just dropped it.
Yeah, he's got nobody to blame on that one. Second down and 10 at the 49-yard line. Fire now goes in motion to the right side. They've got a tight end on the left, 2 men in the backfield. They're going to run left on this, and McAllen is pushed out at the 48.
Egan on the tackle for the Engineers.
A pickup of 1.
Sean Egan has been quite the player for the Engineers for the past 2 years. All league, some All-American teams. He's done very well. And last week he was Defensive Player of the Week in the Liberty League.
3rd and 9 for WPI. 4 wide receivers. Now Fire goes in motion. He'll fake the handoff to Fire. Nyland under pressure, dishes it off, and it's incomplete.
Big hit. Once again.
McAllen was the intended receiver.
But Egan nailed him. I mean, he really hit him hard.
It was Luca who almost got the ball, the offensive lineman. So for the second straight possession, WPI gets the ball on RPI side of the field, but not able to turn that into any points.
Connor Davies back.
High snap. Boots away from Harrington. It's going to bounce around. This is not a good kick. And it's down at the 32 of RPI.
Okay, RPI takes over with 12:20 to go in the first half. They lead it 13-0. And we once again remind you you're listening to Rensselaer football on WRPI 91.5 Troy. Kurt Stuck, Bob Conway on the call.
RPI starting out their own 32. First and 10 for RPI. Cella with the handoff, finds a hole. Cella across the 35. Cella gets near the 38. No, call it the 37. That's a pickup of 5 for RPI on first down.
Nice tackle by Nick Ostrowski. Got him by the ankles. Otherwise, he would have been going.
Throw, that is complete to Ackerman at the 45-yard line for Marinopolis. He goes out of bounds, and that'll be a first down RPI and WPI side of the field.
Sam Casey was defending it, but the ball was thrown. Excellent, a nice grab by Ackerman. We haven't seen Ackerman involved in too many passes so far this year. He got a couple thrown over his head early last week.
Cella on first and 10 at the 45-yard line, finds some room up the middle, and pushes his way to the 39-yard line.
I believe number 32, Aaron Whitehouse, defensive back, sophomore from Tewksbury, Mass. On that tackle.
Personal foul.
Once again, we'll remind
Late
you
hit,
that next
defense
week
number 1. 15-yard
RPI
penalty.
travels to
Automatic
Utica
first down.
for a 12 o'clock start.
Flag on the play. This is already all the way in the defensive backfield. It's a personal foul against WPI. That's a 15-yard walk-off right there, and the ball will go down to the 24-yard line. RPI needs to take advantage of these situations. WPI has not been able to move the ball on offense. RPI, though, 11.5 to go here in the first half. Only with a 2-score lead, 13-0. They need to put points on the board. Make WPI pay for these mistakes. Marinopolis looks to throw. Nope, he's not going to get a chance. He is going to get sacked by Cherasoni.
Cherasoni was there, right there. There was 3 RPI guys around him. He still got them.
That is a loss of 7 back to the 31-yard line. Exactly 11 to go here, first half. RPI with a 13-0 lead. Marinopolis on first down, throws in the flat to the left side, complete to Ackerman. Ackerman gets back to the original line of scrimmage for this series, and the bonus yard after that to the 23-yard line. It's going to make it 3rd and 9.
2 in a row now for Ackerman after not having been thrown to very often. He was a very good receiver for us last year, and I'm sure he will be this year. Shell is still set back with Marinopolis.
WPI, well, RPI moved. WPI crossed, that's because RPI moved, and RPI will get backed up 5 yards.
False start. Offense,
Starting
number
to get a little
62.
sloppy on both sides.
5-yard penalty,
this
3rd down.
series. We saw that for a whole game last week.
A good chunk of that game.
Remember the beginning of the 3rd quarter?
Yeah, there was a lot of sloppy in last week's RPI Allegheny game.
We had 5 turnovers in a row. 5 series, 5 turnovers.
RPI now 3rd and 14 as the ball is on the 33-yard line. Nope, make that 28. My bad. Ball's at the 28. They need to get to the 14. Marinopoulos out of the shotgun. Throws over the middle into a crowd and somehow is caught by Davies.
What a catch.
Right around the 2-yard line. They're going to put him down at the 3, I think. I don't know how, because there were 4 guys around him, how he got that.
There were, I'm just going to say, 4 guys literally around him. He's some player, Davies.
First and goal, RPI. They lead 13-0. Marinopoulos trying to find Davies at the goal line, but led him a little too much. It's incomplete. RPI currently has the wind with them. It's blowing towards the East Campus Gymnasium.
Pretty good football day. It's a little breeze, maybe more than a little, but it's cool. It's not a hot day.
Second down and goal from the 3. Cella with the carry, and he is stopped short. Cella stopped inside the 2. RPI not giving WPI a chance to change here. They're going to keep everybody out there, get to the line rather quickly.
McCauley on the tackle for WPI.
Cella with the carry, or Marinopoulos. One of the 2 has the ball. Marinopoulos had it, and he is tackled at the 4-yard line. I think that was intended to look like a handoff to Cella, and then Marinopoulos followed Cella, but the defense just got in there and destroyed that play.
Yeah, they weren't fooled at all by that one.
No. That sets up 4th and goal at the 4-yard line.
Looks like they're going to go for us without the field goal attempt.
I like this.
I do too.
4th and goal at the 4. Marinopoulos throws, and it's incomplete. He was under a lot of pressure, looking for Davies near the goal line, and it goes incomplete.
And big guy, number 90.
Urolskis.
Yeah, he was all over George.
RPI turns the ball over on downs at the WPI 4-yard line with 8:26 to go in the first half.
Still got 8:26. RPI's defense plays well here. They should be in decent position.
WPI's had trouble moving the ball, so RPI's got them pinned back at their own 4. Nyland has McCallum in the backfield. Nyland throws from the end zone along the sidelines. That is incomplete.
Nice tip.
Rossi, the intended receiver. WPI trying to get themselves some room here, but not make a mistake and turn the ball over deep.
Yeah, that was kind of a dangerous throw.
2nd and 10 for WPI. Nyland again throws from the end zone. This time it is caught and to the 10-yard line, trying to dance around, but finally going out of bounds is Rossi.
Conboy is in there was in there defensive back on that play.
3rd and 4 at the 10-yard line for WPI. Nyland on a keeper, goes right, tries to cut this upfield. He's not going to turn the corner enough. I think he is out of bounds, a yard short of a first down. They have him out at the 12. They needed to get near the 14. They're about 2 yards short.
Number 58 for the Engineers on the tackle, Isaiah Hall. Engineers, once again, using a lot of people on defense.
4th and 2. Not a long kick. Fair catch, signaled by Davies, and he'll take it around the 34 of WPI. So not a lot on that punt from Harrington.
Davies is just a steady all-around football player. Got a lot of ability. Got a good head for the game, and he's just very good.
7:06 to go, first half here in Troy. RPI 13, WPI nothing. RPI starting out at the 34. Again, RPI is winning this field position battle today.
Very much so.
Most of the games been played on the WPI side of the field, but RPI with only 2 scorers to show for that. Hand up.
He was wide open. He ran a nice route. He beat 3 defenders back there.
Fourth down and 1 for RPI, and they are keeping the offense on the field.
RPI's got to put some points on. They're going to be sorry. There's at least 3 opportunities they had for 3 more scores and did not take advantage of them.
Marianopolis hands up to Cella. That'll be a first down as Cella gets inside the 20, still keeps going to the 15. Cella's down at the 14-yard line, and it's a first down RPI.
He stopped again, Evan McCauley, freshman D-back.
First and 10, RPI at the WPI. We'll call it the 15. 5:48 to go here. First half, RPI 13, WPI nothing. Marianopolis fakes a handoff to Cella. Pass, that's complete in the flat to Calabro. Calabro is caught by the legs at the 8.
Sam Casey on the tackle. Matter of fact, I tried that number wrong the last play. He was the tackler on the last 2 plays. They're moving so many guys in and out of the game quickly. You think you got the defensive backfield down number-wise, and you don't.
Second and 3 at the 8-yard line for RPI. Marianopolis gives to Cella. Cella to the 5 and 4-yard line. Forward progress to the 4. That'll be an RPI first down.
Sam Casey once again on the tackle.
First and goal from the 4 for RPI. 4:45 to go here, first half. RPI 13, WPI nothing. RPI stops to look over to the sidelines. Cella's in the backfield. Marianopolis has 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, tight end on the right. He's going to look right, pass, and that is complete. Is he in? And they'll agree, yes, he's in for the touchdown. That was another tight one along the sideline. Smith on the reception again. He had one on the other side where it was touch and go, whether he got in there. It's a touchdown. RPI leads 19-0.
Once again, well thrown. He's pretty well defended in there. I think it was Brian Mahan, senior defensive back. But the ball was very well thrown.
Christian on to try the extra point. No good. Missed it right again. So it's going to stay RPI 19, WPI nothing with 4:25 to go in the first half.
Yeah, he's missed 3 extra points in the first 2 games. It's his first time as the top man, as a punter. I mean, as a kicker. But he showed us some good stuff last week with a couple of field goals. He hit every other one last week, so got to put those things out of your head. I was talking to Coach I about that new rule, Kurt.
The kickoff rule?
Yeah, he doesn't like it either, but he said it's in there for safety purposes, basically.
Well, the idea is if it's within the 25 and you call a fair catch, you can just take the ball at the 25.
Right.
Instead of forcing people to take the run back.
Right.
I'll get to a rule change I would really like in a moment. RPI getting ready to kick off here.
I think it takes a little excitement on it, but
Christian boots it, and it goes into the end zone, out of the end zone, and that'll be a touchback to the 25-yard line. What I like is in the CFL, if a team scores a field goal, the opposition can opt to take the ball at the 35-yard line. The CFL field is longer. So make it the 25 here. That changes the nature of your game because if you need 2 scores late in the game, you kick a field goal, the other side can just take the ball, and you don't get a chance for an onside kick. It forces teams to go for a touchdown earlier than they may want to.
I like that.
WPI first and 10 at their own 25, trailing by 19 points. 4 wide receiver formation. Nyland, his pass is batted down. That'll be incomplete on first down.
Good job. Three of the RPI defenders were in there.
WPI needs to move this ball.
I believe Quanco's the guy that actually got the ball.
2 men in the backfield, receivers all to the left. Nyland hands off to McAllen. McAllen finds some room on the right side, then gets pushed back. Let's call McAllen got 4 yards on that to the 29-yard line.
He was tackled by a host of engineers. Rogliano, I think, was the first guy there. Stand him up. Joined by 3 other guys.
3rd down and 6. 3 wide out formation, 2 in the backfield. Nyland throws. That'll be complete. That'll be a first down for WPI. That's out to the 42-yard line.
Just missed being swatted down by number 50. He was very close to it fouling.
First and 10, WPI at their own 42.
Jumped high as he could, was just a little short.
3:20 to go first half. RPI 19, WPI nothing. Go quick fire in motion. Nyland under pressure, has to roll out to his left, looking downfield, has to put the ball down now, 45, and he's out at the 48.
Yeah, he's forced out.
Ball's at the 48-yard line. WPI looking at a 2nd and 4.
It looked like Blake Battle. I didn't see him come in the game, but it was a number 4.
Time winding down on this first half. 2:40 to go. WPI. Nyland looks left, pump fake. Now he puts the ball up in the air, and is that completion? Yes, completion down to the 10, to the 5. Finally pushed out is Rossi around the 5-yard line. So WPI, with their biggest gain of the day, puts them in the red zone. Clock continues to run. 2:20 to go. First half. 1st and 10. No, pardon me. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
I think Stefanski got beat on that one. There's a number of guys there, but I think he was the primary.
3 wide receiver formation. Nyland rolls out to his right, looking end zone, and overthrows his receiver, Mitchell.
Psychologically, this is a big series. Defense get pumped if they can keep him out of there, and WPI, see if they can score on this team. So
2nd and goal from the 6. McAllen takes a handoff, goes straight up the middle, stays on his feet. Where is he stopped? He is short. He's down at the 1-yard line. Third and goal at the 1 for WPI.
Juanco, once again, on the tackle, among others, but he was on the bottom.
Time to tell you, you are listening to WRPI Troy with Engineer Football from the East Campus Stadium. Kurt Stop, Bob Connery on the call for you. 3rd and goal from the 1 for WPI. Backs in the eye. McAllen with the carry. McAllen gets hit. McAllen's in. Breaks away from the hit. He's in. WPI gets 6.
Yeah, they had him for about a 2-yard loss, but he broke away from it. And they get on the board. 1:19 to go in the half. RPI leads it 19-6.
Harrington on to try the extra point. Snap, spot, the kick is up. It is good. Make that 19 for RPI, 7 for WPI with 1:19 to go in the half.
Yeah, RPI, I thought, played a pretty good first half, especially defensively. Not that the offense was bad, but they made one mistake late in the quarter, or late in the half, and ended up getting on the board with that completed pass. But the defenses look good other than that play.
If you're wondering about the music, the WPI pep band is here. We don't see a lot of other pep bands for football. It's a rarity. You see that in hockey sometimes. Cornell, Clarkson are known for bringing their bands on the road. We don't see that very often for football. And they come across a little bit louder because they are opposite our microphone. The the RPI pep band is below our microphone. Kurt 2, B 0.
Okay, Engineers ready for the return.
Ball's picked up on the low kick at the 20-yard line. Davies to the 30. Davies almost found some room.
Yes, he did.
Almost, but it's almost. He stopped at the 35-yard line with 1:13 left to go in the half.
He did almost break that. Let's see what RPI does here. They're going to play safe, keep it on the ground, or, well, they think it's safe. Where do we go for the long one? Last week they went for the long one on the first play of the game.
First and 10 at the 35. RPI keeps it on the ground. Cella stopped at the 37. Nobody's stopping the clock right now. WPI with 2 timeouts left, RPI with 3. Second and 8. Marinopoulos wants to put this in the air, and he's in trouble, and he's not going to throw that ball. He is sacked back at the 32-yard line.
Yes, he is.
.30 left in the half. RPI does not have to run a play here.
McGough on that tackle, number 92.
Ten seconds to go in the half. RPI does not have to run a play here. And they will not. WPI is not stopping the clock, so that will do it. Half number 1 is done in Troy. It's RPI 19 and WPI 7 after 30 minutes.
Interesting first half. I think RPI looked pretty crisp a lot of the first half. they missed a couple of more opportunities to get on the board. They did get 19 points. They missed 2 extra points. And defensively, they shut WPI down very well until the late in that half, with a long pass completed and follow-up TD from close in, like the 1-yard line. And that was almost stopped. 3 guys had him and he broke away. But 19-7, I think Engineers will go in and make their adjustments and go from there.
And we are going to take a break here at the East Campus Stadium, as during halftime we will give a listen to the interview Bob did with RPI Engineer head coach Ralph Isernia. That's coming up shortly. The score after 1 half of play, it is RPI 19 and WPI 7. And you're listening to live coverage of Engineer football on 91.5 FM WRPI Troy.
Oh yeah. We were bringing home.
We now direct your attention to the scoreboard area and get a look at that beautiful Worcester Honda car. One fan will have a chance to take possession of that. For a 2-year lease, all he has to do is kick a field goal. Today's contestant, James Miller, co-conductor of the RPI Pep Band.
No, I missed you.
Worcester Honda car giveaway. James, you make a field goal here. You get a 2-year lease on that beautiful 2019 Honda Insight.
think for us, our success last season was developing some of our younger talent. A lot of guys were first timers at the national meet, and then being a lot of good experience, being there, running a field of that size, so I think that'll help us moving forward this season when we have a lot of returns to understand what it's like being in a big meet and know how to bring each other up.
Well, going into last year, we were looking to develop a lot of the young guys. We graduated a solid senior core, and I think we did a really good job of that throughout the fall. And to be able to get back to the nationals and only be in place off of what we did the year before was a huge success for us. And the biggest thing that we took away from that is that we wanted more than just 14. Just 14. But basically, we're wanting a podium finish, and I think that's the ultimate goal for the team. They all watch people and how happy they were on the podium last year, and I think they have wanted that for the past 265 days, and we're under 100 days to go here, so it's something that we're chasing for sure.
I think that we have a high percentage of our guys, if not all of them, buy into our program early on, and I think that's huge for us, making any championship, and then everyone trusting our coaching process and trusting the captains when we bring us and events is also huge.
As a team, we've learned to be patient with few meets. We understand that we've come off a long summer of training and have a long season ahead of us. We really can trust in Coach Lynch and his training that we'll be preparing when it matters at the end of the season.
Everyone kind of knows that they don't have to be running super high miles. They don't have to be doing what Grant does or what I do on a daily basis. Everyone has their own thing and maybe what works for them. And I think that us kind of conveying that to our younger guys helped us stay healthy last year. Because I know my freshman year I saw Ben Fazio running super high mileage, running really fast, and I was like, I gotta do that. And Eric did that, so we were trying to mimic that, slower runs, doing everything really easy, racing fast and beating teams.
We all practice together, we all go to team meals together after meets and after practice, so there's just a lot of camaraderie in general. A lot of good bonding going on at all times, so I think that definitely helps. We're in pretty good contact at all times, saying this is where you need to be here when, and giving the guys good workouts when they need it.
Yeah, I think a big important aspect of our training that keeps us healthy is we try to stay patient and we don't try to get too much from workouts. So we try to focus on optimal training, so training that develops us for the long term and try to have a long-term 4-year vision with our athletes rather than kind of a short-term payoff that could lead to injury.
So, as a coach, I think our biggest thing with a motivated group and a large group of guys that are so close together is just reining them in. And so, Kaylin and Ben is going to be learning now that instead of telling them to go harder or do more, it's actually do a little less and go a little slower in order to keep them healthy and keep them hungry for the whole season.
When we go to classes for our trip, we always push the pace and going up and down those hills fast is always good. But early season we slow down after the classes and we take our workouts serious and our recovery is more serious. And I think as long as the freshmen and the sophomores see us doing that, it's easy for them to say all right, this works for them and it's going to work for us too.
Yeah, you get the younger guys that kind of have the same success in the buy-in. A lot of it's passing down the wisdom and just saying this is what we've done the last 4 years, 3 years to get ready to perform at this level. So it's a lot of just reiterating what we do, kind of leading by example and saying this has worked so far. So let's not change it up too much, just stay dedicated.
Grant O'Connor, followed by McDermott. That's your battle for first. Around that final turn, Will McDermott. Look at a finish draw after Grant O'Connor with the lead for the majority. McDermott, O'Connor to the finish line. Grant O'Connor
nationals. With our younger guys had experience at nationals last year. It's their first time. I think that having that experience is huge going into this year's meet. So we should be looking at at least a top 5 finish, I would say.
Yeah, so even in my 4 years here, it's been cool to see how far our team has come since my freshman year. I think for our incoming class and those down the line, it's really important to see that we need to take a long-term approach to development. So we're not expecting them to be like immediate contributors in their first semester, and we expect that with hard work and commitment to our team, then so seasons and years down the line will be where we want them to.
If I look back on the season, I just want us to be able to get to the national championships, compete to the best of our ability, and ultimately just try to beat some teams that we haven't beaten before. If that ends up with us on the podium, we'd be really happy with it. But if it ends up with us in the top 10 and we gave it our all, we'd be really happy with it as well.
So I think our guys are looking at that as a little bit of motivation as well.
Yeah. And we have 2 byes this year. 2 bye weeks.
That's right.
As opposed to just one. That's because Buffalo's out for now, or?
No, we've got Buffalo State. We play them.
They're not in the league yet, right?
But we play them on the 22nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you very much, and good luck this week.
All right, thanks, Bob.
After one half of play, it is RPI 19 and WPI 7. My name's Kurt Stutt here with Bob Conway, bringing you all the action live on 91.5 FM WRPI Troy. Before we get started with half number 2, we would like to thank the Rensselaer Union. They provide the funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, and that includes WRPI's coverage of engineer football, hockey, and baseball. Also, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org, and you can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As long as we're sending something out over the ether of the air, we'll provide it for you on that feed. Again, that is WRPI.org. Krishnan is teeing the ball up at the 35-yard line. It'll be RPI going right to left, WPI left to right across your radio dial in quarter number 3, as we are just about ready to get underway here. WPI scoring late in that first half to close it down to a 2-point game. Low kick goes right past one of the up men, taken at the 18-yard line to the 20, to the 25, and maybe the 25 or 26 was where WPI is going to be starting out their first series. Let's call it the 26-ish. Yeah, we'll call it the 26. WPI trying to build off the momentum from their late score in the first half. First and 10. Nyland throws over the middle right through the arms of McAllen, and that is incomplete.
Yeah, hit him right in the numbers. Couldn't be thrown any better, but he dropped it. Like I said, the Engineer defense played pretty well in the first half, other than one play late in the half that ended up costing them a touchdown a few plays later.
Second and 10 for WPI at their own 26. Nyland fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, goes left, has the defender fall down, but then the next two bear hug him, put him down on the 31, and that'll set up 3rd and 5 for WPI. WPI with a 3rd and 5.
Bragliano was the defender on that play. He's had a number of good efforts this first half.
Nyland between his backs. Looks right, throws, complete. That'll be a first down as the completion to Ewan.
Clark Ewan.
Out to the 41-yard line, and WPI gets a first down. Only 6 completions in the first half for WPI.
John Sadek was the defender on that. Well thrown ball to Ewan.
First and 10, WPI at their own 41. 13:40 to go here. Third quarter, RPI 19, WPI 7. Nyland throws over the middle. That is complete to the RPI 48. That'll be another first down. Mitchell on the reception.
Billy Mitchell, he's a wide receiver, junior from Groton, Massachusetts.
There's a Groton, Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Okay. First and 10, WPI at the RPI 48. 13:20 to go. Third quarter. RPI leads 19-7. 2 wide receivers each side. 1 man in the backfield. Nyland out of the shotgun. Hands off. McAllen takes the carry, finds some room up the middle, and gets out to the 43. That's a run that's been difficult for WPI today. Up the middle has not produced many yards.
Yeah, that's the first one they successfully run all afternoon.
Number 50, Jack Fallon. It's a gain of 5, second down and 5 at the RPI 43-yard line.
Ball at the 43. Second down and 5 for WPI. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. McAllen in the backfield. Nyland out of the shotgun. Gives to McAllen. He avoids 1 tackle, and now he's going to get hit. Maybe he got maybe half a yard, but it's largely going to be a no-gainer here for WPI on second down.
Yeah, he got hit by 3 guys.
Also a flag on the play.
Ragliano was on the bottom of the pile.
The officials are discussing this. The always exciting football official penalty discussion. At least this has the saving grace of not being the NFL, where the players are around the officials trying to argue their case.
Oh, I know.
Legal motion. Offense number 11. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Okay, so it's illegal motion against WPI, and they'll lose 5 yards. The NFL, they're all standing around and trying to argue their case. In this case, the 3 officials were all by themselves, and all the players were away from them. I don't know if that makes the process any easier or better. -5 on the illegal motion. It'll be second down and 10 WPI at the RPI 48. 3 receiver formation, 2 men in the backfield. Nyland in the flat to McAllen. That's complete. 50, 45, 40, 35. McAllen forced out along the sidelines, and a flag comes out.
Yep. Late flag.
I don't think all of this is going to count. The flag will be placed back at the RPI 41, or the 41-42, around there.
Personal foul. Illegal block below the waist. Offense number 80. 15-yard penalty.
Yeah,
Replay
block below the
second
waist against WPI, so that nice completion and run by McAllen mostly gets wiped out.
Personal foul penalty against WPI. Moves the ball back.
So it's 15 yards from the spot. The spot was around the RPI 42, and that puts WPI back to their own 43.
RPI just put about 4 or 5 new guys in the lineup on defense.
Second and more like 20 for WPI. Throw, that is complete, and that should be a first down to the 37-yard line. They managed to find Chipman over the middle, and they get those yards back. So WPI moves the chains as they are now at the RPI 37-yard line. 11.5 to go here, third quarter. RPI 19, WPI 7.
Chipman's a wideout, Middletown Mass. He's also a junior.
First and 10, WPI at the RPI 37. 3 receivers left, 1 right. McCown in the backfield. He shifts left, and nope, doesn't get the handoff. Nyland keeps it, can't find an open receiver, and throws that one away. Actually, the closest person there was an RPI defender. And there's a flag back at the line of scrimmage. Personal foul, I think, against RPI.
Roughing the passer,
Roughing the passer
number 90.
against RPI.
Low hit on the quarterback. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Personal foul penalty against RPI. Remove the ball.
Roughing the passer is 15 yards. Ball goes down to the 22 of RPI. This will be another WPI first down. 11:01 to go, third quarter. RPI 19, WPI 7.
RPI defense not looking as good this second half so far. They've been hitting that pass down the middle.
Ball to 22 for this first down. 4 wide receivers. McCown in the backfield. They're going to throw. Looking end zone. It's overthrown to Chipman.
Yeah, well, they obviously decided that the passing game is their best shot. I think 3 or 4 too short over the middle. I would say a little more than short, not long. But they're all been in roughly the same place.
Second down and 10. 3 receiver formation. Nyland rolling out to his left, looking downfield. He's going to throw and throws it right through the arms of one of the RPI defenders. Goes incomplete. There were 2 receivers in that area and probably about 5 RPI players around them. Four RPI players. They were outnumbered 4-2 back in the end zone. I think he would have been better off running that. Third and 10, WPI at the 22-yard line. So 2 passes attempted in this series of downs. Both go incomplete. They were going long. They'll go long again, and that is picked off. And that's picked off at the 4-yard line.
Number 4. Blake. Well, there's 2 number 4s. Neither one of them. One's a freshman, one's a sophomore.
That's McCauley.
It's who?
Isn't that McCauley? Am I looking at the wrong?
What number are you looking
Oh,
at?
Battle.
Yeah, it's Battle.
It's Battle.
Blake Battle. He's the freshman.
Battle with the INT, and RPI takes over at their own 4-yard line. 10:45 to go here in the third quarter. RPI leads by 12.
It's really hard to keep up with the number changes. With the RPI just puts people in and out of the game so much.
Cella on first down gets back to the line of scrimmage and then gets pushed back towards the goal line. But his forward progress will have him at the line of scrimmage on first down. RPI looking to avoid a mistake here.
'99 again on the tackle for WPI. Serasny.
RPI second and 10 at their own 4-yard line. Fakes the handoff. Pass in the flat. That's complete to the 5, to the 10. Law near the 11. They'll put him out at the 11, so it gets RPI some breathing room and makes it a 3rd and 3.
Whitehouse on the tackle for WPI. Well, they finally got a little room there to maneuver.
Third down and 3. RPI has 1 man in motion. Marinopoulos throws and is picked off at the 22-yard line. To the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and forced out of bounds at the 10 is Mahan. So that's a mistake you don't want to make. You got the ball on the INT, and then you turn it over, and it's going to be basically first and goal, WPI at the 10.
Yeah, he was forced out eventually by number 54, Bobby Boos.
WPI in an excellent position now to close the gap. Make this a one-score game. 19-7, RPI leads WPI. WPI after the INT, first and goal at the 10. WPI with the wind in this third quarter, headed towards the East Campus Gymnasium, looking for the corner on this play, and that's incomplete, and that'll be pass interference against RPI. I think Fire was the intended receiver on that. And the ball landed inbounds. So they were going for the corner, the sidelines there. The ball landed inbounds, and if Fire had an opportunity to go for it, he could have caught it.
Defense number 25.
Yes,
the foul occurred in the end zone.
Stefanski gets called for the pass interference.
Automatic first down.
Ball goes to the 2-yard line and an automatic first down. First and goal for WPI at the 2. 9:17 to go, third quarter. RPI 19, WPI 7. Nyland hands off to McCallum, and he's in for the touchdown. Straight ahead works again, and it's RPI 19, WPI 13.
Yeah, looks like a different two teams so far in this half. RPI looked very crisp and very good in the first half. In the second half, WPI saw something in the defensive passing area and have taken advantage of it. And when they got down close enough,
Harrington's extra point is up and good. It's 19-14 now with 9:14 to go, third quarter.
They get down close enough both times. They ran it in very close. Those 2 extra points missed are big right now.
That was an 8-second drive for WPI.
RPI's offense got to come out now and get back on track. Show they can put some points on the board. Connor Field back for the kick. So Connor Davies is back.
We have the kickoff, not a long one. Davies takes it at the 10-yard line. 15, 20, 25. Davies found a hole. That closes up, but he's going to get out to about the 33, 32, 33, right around there.
Nice,
and RPI will start out their second possession of the second half.
Yeah, nice run back by Davies. Tackle made by number 24, Tim McQuaid, the junior D-back.
RPI first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
It's a big series for the Engineers. Momentum is going the other way. Got to get it back.
First and 10, RPI at their own 33. Up by 5 in the Transit Trophy game. Marinopoulos hands off on first down. That's going to get maybe 2. That was a straight-ahead run, which is looking like WPI straight-ahead runs in the first half, which weren't going anywhere. Cella gets 2 yards on that.
Malafronte was one of 3 guys on that tackle.
2nd and 8. Marinopoulos looks left, puts the ball up in the air, and it is knocked away. I'm not sure if anybody was trying to grab that. Calabro was the intended receiver. Mahan was on the coverage, and in the end, I think they were both just trying to knock it down. Incomplete pass makes it 3rd and 8 at 35 for RPI. Three receivers right, one left. Marinopoulos out of the shotgun. WPI just crossed the line. This is a free play. Marinopoulos looking for Calabro along the sidelines, and that goes incomplete. Flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, it's got it.
So it's RPI gets something out of the free play. They'll get the 15 yards on the pass interference.
Calabro.
We assume this is against WPI. Now they're talking again.
What? It sure looked it.
Are they discussing whether it could be caught?
Like you say, we never know until after.
We do know that WPI crossed the line of scrimmage prior to the snap. So the worst case scenario for RPI right now is that they repeat 3rd down, it'll be 3rd and 3. Or they're offset, pardon me. They're offset, it'll be 3rd and 8. That's the worst case scenario for RPI. The officials are still talking over what happened on this play.
It's taking a long time on second time today.
Again, this is Division III, no replays here, so. Perhaps we will get information now.
There are 3 fouls on the play.
3.
Offsides, defense. Pass interference, defense. Sideline interference on the offense. All fouls offset, replay 3rd down.
Oh, geez. Okay, so if you didn't catch that, it's offsides against WPI, pass interference against WPI, sideline interference against RPI. So it offsets, and it will be 3rd and 8. You don't see the sideline interference all that often. But that is going to cost RPI.
It sure did. We're still talking. Here they come again.
Okay, so the field judge, and we're going to get some more officials talking this one over. I thought they had this straightened out before, but they didn't. So 8:29 to go here, 3rd quarter. RPI 19, WPI 14. And the one of the cultural defects of America, committee meetings. We have this going out on the field right now. We can all watch a group of people stand around and talk about something.
Once again, we remind you you're listening to Rensselaer Football on WRPI.
To clarify the fouls on the play.
91.5
Offsides defense, that penalty is declined. Pass interference defense, that foul will be enforced 15 yards. Unsportsmanlike sideline interference on the offense, that foul will also be enforced 3rd down.
Okay, so wait a minute. Now I have a problem with what they just said. They said the offsides declined,
yes.
Pass interference accepted, which to me, if you accept that, that's 15 yards and a 1st down, and then unsportsmanlike conduct accepted should be 15 the other way. This should be a 1st down, shouldn't it?
The defensive pass interference results in an automatic 1st down.
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay, so the ball's really not going to move at this point because 15 yards goes against WPI, then 15 yards against RPI, but it should be a 1st down at the 35-yard line.
Now the other coach is out with the
Well,
ref.
the other coaches out there are saying, hey, wait a minute, this is going to be 3rd and 8 at the 35, not 1st and 10 at the 35. So what's going on here? By the way, that's Chris Robertson, the head coach for WPI. That's what he's wondering. He's like, I wanted 3rd and 8, not 1st and 10. So we have another discussion on the field. So they are straightening out the yard markers on the far side of the field, because the ball will stay at the 35-yard line. The ball did not move since the last play, which occurred quite some time ago. But it will be a first down for RPI at their own 35. 19-14, RPI leads. 8:29 to go here in the third quarter. Marinopoulos puts the ball up in the air. Calabro has it knocked away. Mahan again. You know what? Mahan is having a great game out there on defense.
He is. Mahan's knocked about 3 or 4 passes down today.
Now it's 2nd and 10 at the 35.
RPI is just not in that crisp play running mode that they were in the first half.
This is their second possession of this second half. Cella on the straight-ahead run gets to the 37. And it'll be 3rd and 8 from the 37 now, instead of what we had before, 3rd and 8 at the 35.
Mike McGough on the stop for WPI.
Third down and 8. Marinopoulos throws short, but this should be, well, maybe, yes. Davies is going to get a first down as he's pushed forward on the tackle. He got to the 49, and then he got tackled forward, and they'll say he's down at the 50. That's enough for a first down.
Number 51, Nick Ostrowski. First guy there for WPI.
Marinopoulos low snap as RPI 1st and 10 at the 50. Rolls out, and now he's going to throw the ball away. Throws it into the RPI sidelines on first down.
Everybody covered.
7:32 to go here, third quarter. RPI 19, WPI 14.
Two different kind of halves, right? Very much so.
Yeah, this is only RPI's second possession of this half. The first one they turned it over inside their own 10. Second down and 10. Marinopoulos throw, complete to Cella. Cella avoids one man, but then he goes out of bounds. His momentum just took him right out to the WPI sideline after he picks up 5 to the 50. That makes it 3rd and 5 for RPI.
Well, they're using Cella a lot today. The other backs doesn't seem like they're using her much at all.
3 receivers left, 1 right. Cella in the backfield for Marinopoulos. Delayed handoff to Cella, fools absolutely nobody, and that's going to be a loss of 4 yards. Kirkhatch was in the backfield and just grabbed Cella and put him down.
Somebody's hurt here for RPI.
We will have a timeout on the field to attend to the injured player. 6:53 to go, third quarter. RPI leads WPI 19 to 14.
Next week, as we told you earlier, RPI will travel to Utica. The game will start at 12 o'clock.
Short trip, Utica, not like the Allegheny.
Oh, boy.
That was quite a trip.
Almost 7 hours.
You're invited to join the club. It's easy. Purchase any 10 ice cream treats from our dip counter and receive 1 free. All you need is a punch card.
The Allegheny trip did have the virtue of being almost entirely on the interstate.
That's true.
It wasn't side roads or anything. It was interstate pretty much all the way.
Yeah, it's hard. It was hard to get lost.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Yes. That is Jacob Grant, the injured player being helped off. That's right, 64?
It's either 64 or 54, which is Bobby Boos. I think it's Boos. Well, hopefully they'll turn him around. Let's see the back.
RPI out to punt. Zach Moncrief.
I think it is 64.
It is 64.
Yes.
Moncrief boots the ball away. This kick taken at the 30-yard line. That was kind of dangerous there. There was a crowd as the ball was grabbed by Pesh. But he got it cleanly at the 30-yard line, and WPI will have their third possession of the second half. 6:34 to go here, third quarter. RPI 19, WPI 14.
Okay, a lot of different people in there now in defense, in and out.
First and 10, WPI at their own 30. Try that run up the middle. McAllen doesn't get much this time, only one to the 31-yard line.
They read that well.
Second down and 9.
I believe the first guy there was number 50 for RPI, Jack Fallon.
Second and 9 at the 31. RPI leading by 5. WPI with the ball. Nyland dishes it off at the 30, and nice tackle takes Zembeck out of the play at the 33.
Number 44 for the Engineers. A real nice tackle. That's Hoggard, linebacker. Hoggard's the one that had 12 tackles last week. It's a big series for the defense right now. Big down.
Third down and 7 at the 33. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Nyland looks to throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. McAllen was the one going for it.
Nice.
He had a defender all over him.
Good job at defense.
Yeah, once he touched the ball, the defender was all over him, and he couldn't hold on to it, and it goes incomplete, and WPI sends out the punt team.
I think it's Watanabe. I think it was Luke Watanabe. 38.
Harrington to punt. High kick. Fair catch signaled by Davies at the 30, and he was almost hit by one of the WPI engineers. Doesn't get hit, and RPI takes over at their own 30-yard line. We have 5:06 to go here in quarter number 3. RPI 19, WPI 14.
Okay, the Engineers still huddled around Coach Isernia. Just haven't been able to put things together in the second half on the first 2 series. A score here would be very big. Got 5:06 to go in the third quarter.
First and 10, RPI at their own 30-yard line, up by 5. Chella in the backfield. 3 receivers set, 1 tight end. Passing the flat to Law. Law escapes 1 tackler. Now he gets hit really kind of by his own guy. He stopped at the 31. Law was hit on the right side by one of his own linemen.
Aaron Whitehouse gets credit for the tackle, the sophomore D-back.
Second down and 8.
Second down and 8 from the 32. 3 receiver formation, 1 left, 2 right. Tight end on the left side. Chella in the backfield. Marinopoulos throws. That's complete to the 43. Ackerman is out there, and that's a first down.
Nice job. Nice route by Ackerman. He was covered pretty well by Mahan, of course, but the throw was very good.
First and 10, RPI at their own 44. 4 minutes to go, quarter number 3. RPI leads by 5. Cella on the carry, straight ahead, falls over one of the defenders, and he stopped around the 47.5.
He stopped by number 51, Nick Ostrowski.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for RPI. Marinopoulos throws and almost picked off in the hands of Mahan at the 35. Should have had the INT.
There was a mix-up on that play.
Yeah, well, there was a big mix-up on that one. And RPI, that's a wipe your brow. You got lucky on that one.
The receiver ran a different route than obviously was called.
That was Ackerman, the intended receiver. That went right to Mahan, and he should have had an INT. Third and 8, RPI at the 47. And WPI going across again, another free play. Marinopoulos puts the ball up in the air. That's an odd-looking pass that goes incomplete. And that looked ugly. It was intended for McDonald.
Yep.
And he and the defender had to go off their hands, and it goes incomplete. But WPI cross, and RPI will get third down again. It's not the first.
Offside.
WPI has done that a few
number 99.
times.
5-yard penalty. Replay, third down.
Third and 2 now as the ball moves to the WPI 48-yard line. Good time to remind you that you are listening to WRPI Troy with Engineer Football from the East Campus Stadium in Troy, New York. Kurt Stupp, Bob Conway on the call for you today. 3:20 to go, third quarter. RPI 19, WPI 14. RPI third and 3. No, really third and 2. Scoreboard's wrong at the WPI 48. Marinopoulos hands off to Cella. Cella will get the first down as he just gets to the 45-yard line.
Nice job by the offensive line. Nice quick opener. RPI's going to run a play quickly.
Cello lines up as a wideout. 5 wideouts for Marinopoulos. He throws over the middle. It's incomplete. That was off the hands of Todd, and that should have been a completion.
Yes, it should. Bryce Todd was a little behind him, but not much. This offense has got to settle down and just grind it out.
Cello in the backfield for 2nd and 10. RPI moves, and that'll cost them 5.
False start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Ball goes back to the 50. Second and 15 now for RPI. Marinopoulos looks left. He's got Ackerman. Ackerman is incomplete.
Oh, he
incomplete. He had it in his hands, but he couldn't get control of it.
Yeah, he had. I thought he had it, dropped it, but it's a good throw. Engineers once again, tough down situation.
3rd and 15 at the 30. Oh, pardon me, the 50. 3rd and 15 at the 50. Two receivers each side. Cello in the backfield next to Marinopoulos. Marinopoulos wants to throw, and tried to dish it off short to Cella, and then it almost got picked off. Now, Affronte was the one who had it just at his feet and couldn't get the INT. So 4th down and 15 at the 50-yard line, and RPI is sending out the punt team.
They just can't get it together on offense right now. It's been close, especially that when it was dropped.
Monteith boots it away. Pesh signals fair catch at the 20, and the ball is covered back at the 15-yard line. Pesh never got to it. He had another one of his men ended up covering that at the 15, 16. Say it's a 16. Pesh hit his own guy when he was trying to get the ball. So that caused him problems trying to get there. Then the other guy is the one who covered it. 2:42 to go. 3rd quarter, RPI 19, WPI 14.
Once again, listening to WRPI football, 91.5 Troy.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line for WPI. Nyland hands off to McAllen and can't find any room up the middle. That was working on one of the drives for WPI, but that seems to have died again.
Benatis, one of the guys there, first guy, I think. Benatis is a junior from Illinois.
2 receivers each side. McAllen in the backfield for Nyland. 2nd down and 10. Pass. That is complete to about the 24-yard line. No advancement there by Rossi.
He's covered very well by can't see the Stefanski.
Third down and 3 for WPI as the ball's at the 25. Nyland between 2 backs. Takes the snap. Throws, intercepted by the Engineers, and this will be a touchdown going back the other way. That is Sadak on the INT. RPI leads 25-14.
Boy, did they need that play. It was a huge play for the Engineers. Sadak, the linebacker, he threw it right at him. He just stepped up. Nobody touched him. He keeps switching that D-back. It was Egan there. I thought it was Stefanski. He keeps switching sides for some reason.
Christian on to try the extra point. He's 1 of 3 today. And that's a fake. That's a fake. Davies is going to run with it. Davies gets stopped at the 2-yard line. That's as far as he's going to make it. So that was a design. They were trying to get 2 back there. So the rush fails, and it remains RPI 25, WPI 14.
That's not a bad thing to do. I thought it was all right. That was a big play. Now, this defense has got to come out and shut this pass down as they did that time. RPI shows you flashes of a real good team on defense almost all the time. And on offense, it's got a ways to go. But they're still being successful so far. But it's early in the year, and they got some very good players, and they got some depth. But those 2 situations in the first half where we didn't score, where there was a possibility of scoring, you got to take advantage of those things.
Ball falls off the tee, so we'll have a delay. Wind is blowing with WPI in this third quarter. Kind of strong right now, actually.
It is.
Low kick. Fielded at the 12-yard line. 15, 20, and 22. Nope, 27, pardon me. That was Robinson on the return to the 27-yard line. 1:20 to go.
Ruben Clark, a freshman, number 75, on the tackle. I ran into him and his mother and directed him to a building the first day he was here. He's a big young man.
WPI 1st and 10 at their own 27. Fake the handoff to McAllen. Nyland takes it off the left side of the line, and he gets to the 30-yard line. It's an 11-point game right now.
Tackled by Hogart and number 76, Cherry Nash.
RPI has never trailed today.
Cherry and Nash, the primary guy on the tackle, I believe, for the Engineers.
Second down and 7 at the 30 for WPI. Nyland throws, and that's behind the intended receiver. That was Bellion.
Intended for Bellion, number 83.
It was behind him, went off his arm. And it goes incomplete. It'll be third down and 7. Three receiver set. Now they're going to take a man in motion out of the backfield, so there'll only be two back, well, probably one back now. Nyland on 3rd and 7. Looking downfield, under pressure, has to roll out to his right. Points out some things, now throws downfield, and that's incomplete. Intended for Mitchell at about the RPI 35, but it was thrown short.
Defense looked like their old self on this series. I think that interception made them a bit gun shy. They were having such success throwing the ball in the third quarter. Long way to go.
Harrington out to punt for WPI. Kicks it away. Davies takes it at his own 28. He'll run this one. 30, 35, gets hit and stopped at the 35. 14 seconds left, third quarter. RPI 25, WPI 14.
Once again, Blaine Merchant, number 1, on the stop. He is one of the captains.
Out of town right now, going into the fourth quarter. Carnegie Mellon 28, Rochester 7. Hobart, after getting crushed by Brockport last week, is leading Morrisville State 28-0 after one quarter. St. Lawrence has a 20-7 lead on Norwich in the second quarter. RPI 1st and 10 at their own 34 as RPI leads by 11 here. And Marinopolis will be sacked back at the 29-yard line.
All right, offensive line's got to do a better job. They were all over Marinopolis, and there was 3 or 4 red shirts.
That is the end of the third quarter.
That didn't stop the guy that got him.
Third quarter ends here in Troy. RPI 25, WPI 14.
Once again, we remind you that you're listening to Rensselaer Football on WRPI 91.5 Troy. Also that the Engineers will be on the road next week at Utica College, not too far of a drive. 12 o'clock start. And if you haven't been up here, and you're in the Capital District, come up and see some good Division III college football in a beautiful facility. It's as nice as any Division III facility probably in the country.
Speaking of nice Division III facilities, Union's at Coast Guard today. And they have a 14-0 lead in the second quarter against the Cadets.
That was one of my favorite. Both of us.
Yes,
we always loved that.
Yeah, Coast Guard's a nice place to see a football game. And the final out-of-town score we have right now, Brockport has a 10-0 lead on Ithaca late in the second.
Ithaca must be good, too. What did Brockport end up scoring last week? I know they had 54 points at one time.
Yeah, I don't remember the final score, but it was a lot against Hobart.
I just couldn't believe it. Hobart's never been beaten like that.
2nd and 16 after the sack as we start out quarter number 4. RPI left to right. WPI right to left across your radio dial. RPI with possession. RPI throws over the middle. That is complete to the 34, and that'll be all.
Number 34 for the Engineers. Dylan Burnett.
Third down and about 10 for RPI.
He is the second freshman running back that coach has told me about.
Marinopoulos throws. He's got a man at the 35 and out to about the 40, but that'll be all. That is Eder on the reception for RPI, but nothing else after that. And RPI is probably sending out the punt team.
Yeah, coach was very high on those two freshman running backs. Scaglione was one of them, and the one that just caught it was
Moncrief to punt.
let's see.
Pesh back to get this. Kick is away. Fair catch. WPI takes it at the 25-yard line. We have 13:45 to go in the fourth quarter. RPI 25, WPI 14.
Yeah, the other one was Dylan Biner. No, Burnett, B-U-R-N-E-T. He's a freshman from Hopeville Junction, New York. He's very high on those two running backs.
13:45 to go. WPI needs 2 scores against the wind in this fourth quarter. Nyland in the flat, looking for McAllen, overthrows him. That's incomplete.
Somebody got hurt for the Engineers. They're limping around.
Second down and 10.
Second and 10, WPI at their own 25. Three receivers left, one right. McAllen in the backfield. Nyland wants to throw. Dishes it off short to the 30-yard line, and that's all. That's a 5-yard gain for WPI. That was Rossi on the reception for WPI.
44, Hoggart. First guy there for the for RPI. I did it once.
Third and 5 at the 30 for WPI.
Brown's getting into it on third downs the last couple of series.
McAllen shifts to the right. They're in tight on this formation. And false start against WPI. They are not doing themselves any favors here.
Snap infraction. Offense, number
Engineers
56.
using a lot of underclassmen.
5-yard penalty, third down.
Coach must have confidence in him because it's still a close game.
WPI making things a little bit more difficult as it is 3rd and 10. Fake the handoff. Nyland Short to McCallum behind the line of scrimmage, trying to make a move. Now he's going to go way back towards the 15-yard line, go to the other side of the field, breaks through a bunch of tacklers, stays on his feet. McCallum reaches out, and did he get a first down?
I think he did.
Where are they going to spot this? I think, that is close. That is as close as you can get. They are going to say the nose of the ball maybe hit the 35, and they're not going to measure. It's a first down. That was all McCallum.
To tell you the truth, he earned that first down.
Yeah, he earned that. McCallum, that was a lot of work on that run or that pass completion trying to get a first down, so he earned it. First and 10, WPI at the 35-yard line. 12:15 to go, fourth quarter. RPI up 25-14. When we get
whistle again.
A whistle. Delay of game against WPI. Maybe.
Here we go. Referee huddle. We had 3 or 4 of these today. 1 and 2 on one call, and then another one.
There's no delay of game foul on the play.
Okay, so it's a do-over. No penalty on the play. Do it over. Three receivers left, one right for WPI as they trail by 11 with under 12 to go in the fourth quarter. Nyland on a design quarterback keeper, breaks away from the pack. He's on the far side to the 50, to the 40. Nyland to the 30, to the 20. One man to beat, and he's out of bounds. That one man pushes him out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
Those one-play things. First half, just before the half, there was one, and then this one. But
I'm sorry, Zadi was the last person back there that forced Nyland out of bounds. We'll say he stepped out at the 13-yard line. 11.5 to go here, fourth quarter. RPI up by 11. WPI first and 10 at the RPI 13.
4 wideouts.
Nyland fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. This time he's going to lose yards back to the 16.
And they read that completely.
Fallon was the key man on that play.
Yes, he was.
Loss on that play makes it, I'm going to say, 2nd and 14. I'm going to disagree with the scoreboard on this one. 2nd and 14. Nyland looking over the middle. Now dishes it off to the side, and it's incomplete. Knocked away by the defense. Looking for a receiver on the right side of the end zone, but the D got in the way first.
You think he was trying to knock that away? I would have thought that.
Well, I don't think he had a chance to catch it.
Okay. I just wondered what you
thought.
Yeah.
He was reaching up as high as he could, so
Yeah.
he was just trying to knock it because he could not catch it.
Right.
Third and 13. All right, we'll agree on 13. 3rd and 13 for WPI. As we'll have 3 receivers on the left, basically, 1 on the right. McCallum stayed in the block. Nyland rolling out to his left. Nyland looking end zone, intercepted by the Engineers. Picked off in the end zone by Watanabe, and that'll be a touchback, and that ends WPI's drive.
That's 2 big plays from Watanabe. One, he had a great tip on a pass coverage just over the middle a couple series ago. He could have easily, he was so close he could have been called for interference, but he didn't. He was clean. Now he has an interception at a time when they were knocking on the door.
10:28 to go, fourth quarter. RPI leads 25-14, and with the touchback, they have the ball at their own 20-yard line. RPI on first down. Marinopoulos looks to throw and overthrows downfield his intended receiver. That was McDonald.
Yep. You got to give the defense credit. They buckled down there with a big breakaway run by the quarterback, and they pushed him back on 3 downs before they were intercepted. I think it was 3rd and 13.
Yes. 2nd down and 10, RPI. Rush up the middle. Gets about 2 for Cella.
Gain of 2 on the play, 3rd down 8.
If anything else, RPI just wants to get some clock taken out.
Exactly. Number 99, Chef Langford, freshman D lineman on that tackle.
Under 10 to go here in the 4th quarter. RPI up by 11. 3rd and 8 for RPI at their own 22. Marinopoulos has time, throws, and almost picked off. Malafronte had it in his hands, and again, for WPI, that should have been caught.
It's unusual. There was 2 guys from WPI right there. And the intended receiver was behind those 2, but they were able to, he should have picked it off.
On 4th down, RPI sends out Moncrief to punt. Pesh is at his own 38.
Must be White House back there.
Ball's going to bounce, take an RPI bounce, and covered by RPI at the 33. So Pesh didn't want to get anywhere near that. 9:39 to go in the 4th quarter. RPI 25, WPI 14 in the 2018 edition of the Transit Trophy game.
Kyle Samuels down that ball.
For WPI, they need to do something soon. 1st and 10 for WPI at their own 33. Nyland takes a low snap, gives to McAllen. McAllen tries to dance his way through, and he'll be stopped at the 35. If WPI wants to keep this on the ground, I think RPI does not have a problem with that.
Number 96, Benitez. It's a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8.
Second down and 8. Low snap. Again, Nyland picks it up. He'll run with it. He's got some room on the left side. Tries a stiff armor man. That won't work. And now he's pushed out of bounds. And that will be personal fouls against RPI. Now, that was good defensive play, followed by bad defensive play.
Yeah, Fowlin was the first guy there for the Engineers.
So Nyland got pushed out of bounds. Then he
Personal
was
foul.
much too
Late
far
hit.
out of bounds.
Defense,
He got
number
pushed
50.
down.
15 yards from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Yeah. They're already standing amongst all the RPI players when the final push to the ground happens. 15 yards on that one, goes to the RPI 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for WPI. 25-14, RPI leads, 8:40 to go here in the 4th quarter. Singles receivers each side. Nyland to McAllen over the middle. Flag comes out. McAllen rushes to the 40, loses the ball out of bounds. But is this even going to count?
It's either a hold or a block in the back.
Holding. Offense, number 77.
Yeah, holding against WPI. You know, we have not seen a lot of holding calls today.
No, we haven't. RPI's biggest fault penalty was moving too quickly. The offense.
1st and 20.
This will make it 1st and 20 as WPI is back to their own 45. They send the man in motion. Nyland pump fakes left, now puts the ball up left, and that is caught at the 25-yard line, pushed to the 22, and that'll be a 1st down to Rossi.
Watanabe was there, but did not stop it.
The RPI 22, 1st and 10 WPI.
1st and 10 for WPI at the RPI 22-yard line. 8 to go, 4th quarter. RPI 25, WPI 14. One receiver left, 2 right. That's Rossi who got that pass, alone on the left right now. McCallum in the backfield. They'll pitch to McCallum. McCallum to the 25. McCallum stopped. Maybe a small gain. He's forced out of bounds right around the 22-21.
Watanabe, one, and Jack Hoggard. 2 guys for the Engineers on the stop.
They have him out at the 21. 2nd and 9 for WPI. 3 receivers to the right. Rossi alone on the left. McCallum in the backfield. Nyland shotgun. Keeps it himself. Nyland's going to get caught at the 19. That really didn't fool anybody. They've run the Nyland keeper quite a number of times in this second half.
Stefanski was on that one. And the big 3rd down.
3rd and
7.
6-ish. Around 6. Nyland is looking left. Doesn't have anybody open. Now just tries to shovel past that away, and it goes incomplete. Now a flag comes out. I think they were talking about I think they're going to pick this one up. I think they were going to talk intentional grounding.
There is no foul for intentional grounding. Number 25 was in the area.
Yeah, the referee missed that. That Wynn was a receiver right around the area where Nyland was trying to shovel the ball off to, so he missed that. So there's no foul for intentional grounding.
Yeah, number 25 was there.
Yeah. So 4th down, WPI needs 2 scores. They are going to try a field goal now. Harrington from the left hash. This is a 36-yard attempt to pull to within 8. Snap, spots down, kick is up. The kick is no good, missed it to the right. Missed field goal for WPI. The score remains RPI 25, WPI 14.
Just seems every once in a while, RPI, it hasn't been many of them. I think I can remember 3. 1 in the first half and 2 in the second half. Big play. The second half was quarterback running all the way down to the red zone. And the other one was a long pass caught not too long ago.
6:35 to go. 25-14, RPI leads. They take over 1st and 10 at the 20. Line of scrimmage was just inside the 20, so the ball gets moved to the 20 by rule. And Cella on 1st down makes it to the 25-yard line. If you are RPI now, you are looking to basically get the ball on the ground as much as possible, pick up some 1st downs, and run the clock down. Both teams have all their timeouts remaining. Second and 5 RPI at their own 25. Give us to Cella. Cella goes right and gets tied up with the line, and he's stopped for no gain. Clock still running, 5:45 to go in the 4th quarter.
Tackle by number 51 on Strofsky.
Number 51.
Let's get him 1.
for WPI on the tackle.
And 4.
Ostrowski's had, 51 is Ostrowski. He's had a number of tackles today.
A little bit of a gain on that. 3rd down and maybe 4.5 for RPI. Marinopoulos throws. Davies has it complete. He's got the 30, and he's got a first down at the 35-yard line.
Nice play by Davies. Hung on, got hammered, twisted out of it a little bit, gained a little more.
That keeps the clock moving. 5 to go in the 4th quarter. RPI up by 11.
That's what they need to do, keep that clock going.
First and 10, RPI at their own 36. Running that play clock down. It's under 10 to go. Cella takes the carry. Cella pushes ahead, and he'll make it maybe near the 40, somewhere between the 39 and the 40. They finally blow this play dead. If he gets the 40, that's a favorable spot because I don't think he made it to 39. Clock still running. Coming up on 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Engineers send a man in motion. The give is to Cella. Cella goes off the right side of the line. 40, Cella, 45. Cella, that's another first down. Flag comes out, though, as Cella gets near the 50. A couple of flags come out. One of the WPI players ended up on the RPI sideline. That was Sam Casey. So there may be 2 penalties here. I think there may be a penalty against the offense, and there may be a penalty for unsportsmanlike or something like that.
He was way into the bench.
Yes.
Fouls, both by the offense. Holding, offense. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 40. 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
RPI gets flagged for unnecessary roughness on offense.
Duda, Ryan Duda.
15-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness against.
That goes into the category of stupid penalties.
We'll move the ball back to the RPI 25-yard line.
Especially at this time in the game.
Yeah. Your goal right now, you're on offense, is to chew up some clock and just get some first downs and walk away with a victory. And it just made that more difficult on yourself. And it's going to be 2nd and 21 from the 25-yard line. Clock is running. 3:20 to go in today's game. Cella with the carry straight ahead. Cella is stopped around the 27 as the clock continues to run. WPI needs... Nope. And now WPI is going to call a timeout. Should have saved some seconds and done that sooner. 3:04 to go in the 4th quarter. RPI up by 11. First timeout for WPI.
Timeout, WPI. That is their first of the half.
That last tackle again was Ostrowski. He's been all over lately. I know after three quarters he had about 8 tackles.
Carnegie Mellon defeated Rochester 31-7. It's been a tough road for Rochester lately in football. Hobart has a 52-10 lead on Morrisville State going into the 4th quarter. St. Lawrence leads Norwich 20-7 in the 3rd quarter. At the half, Brockport 10, Ithaca nothing. And in the second, Union 14, Coast Guard 3.
Dragging this game is now.
Third down and 18 for RPI as the ball is on the 27 on their own side of the field. And that's a direct snap to Davies. I don't see Marinopoulos in there at all. Davies is going to make it out to the 33. And RPI had no intention whatsoever of taking any chances trying to get this first down. WPI will take a timeout. That is their second timeout of the half. 2:56 left to go in today's game. When we get back to action, RPI will be sending out the punt team. And WPI will have, 2 minutes and maybe 50 seconds or so after that play's done to try to get 2 scores to tie this one up or take a lead.
And they should have Whitehouse back there. And Ben Robinson, probably.
I think it's Pesh.
That's the third one. Is that who's out there now?
That's usually who's been returning punts, is Pesh.
They got him right. Third here in 2 weeks.
Timeout is over with. Moncrief heads out onto the field for RPI to punt this ball away. Gets a snap. Kicks it away. Good kick. Shakes at the 25-yard line to the 30. Gets hit a couple of times. Stopped at the 31 and a half. They'll put him at the 31. 2:46 to go in the fourth quarter. WPI with the ball, trailing by 11.
Engineers with another non-league game next week. Be 3 in a row. Allegheny, WPI, and Utica.
First and 10, WPI at their own 31. 4 wide out formation. Nyland throws over the middle, caught, and that's not going to get them any yards as Rossi got it right at the line of scrimmage and then got pushed back. No chance to advance there. WPI quickly to the line as the clock is running. Only 1 timeout left for WPI. 2:20 to go in the fourth quarter. WPI trailing by 11. Pass in the flat, complete to McAllen to the 30. McAllen out of bounds at the 33. Make it to 34. That was second down. It'll be 3rd and 7 as the clock starts up again. 2:10 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Defense sure wants to shut them down before the end of this game.
3 receivers left, 1 right. 3rd and 7 at the 34. Nyland throws right as he was getting hit, and that is incomplete. Looking for Rossi along the sidelines. That's a 4th down and 7 now for WPI. 1:49 left to go.
He got hammered. Highland.
Fourth and 7 for WPI. 2 receivers each side. Nyland looking left, now looking right, dishes it off short for McAllen. McAllen will get the first down, stays on his feet, still on his feet, breaks a couple of tackles, and is out of bounds at the 50.
That's poor tackling. That was not good. McAllen shouldn't have not have gained that much ground. 2 guys had him, they got rid of, shook them both off.
Out of bounds at the 49. 1st and 10 for RPI. Or pardon me, WPI. RPI leading 25-14. 1:41 to go in the game. Nyland steps up. Now he'll step back. Wants to pass. Gets it over to the near side, and that'll be a short gain. Fire is
Say
stopped.
I'm sorry.
Stopped at the 44.
Sadak on the tackle.
1:25 to go. Second down and 5 for WPI. WPI moves early, and that'll cost them 5.
Start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Second down and 10 for WPI after the -5, and that'll be a sack. Nyland goes down. Dorsey gets him at the 45-yard line.
That's right.
1 minute to go in the fourth quarter here in Troy. RPI up by 11. And RPI is going to take a timeout.
Timeout. RPI. That is their first of the half.
They only had 10 guys on the field.
Oh. Yeah, that'll do it.
59 seconds left as RPI takes the timeout. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they only had 10 guys out there.
Well, for the last time, folks, we'll remind you that you are listening to Rensselaer Football on WRPI 91.5 Troy. That it is 59 seconds to go in the game. RPI 25, WPI 14. Next week, RPI travels to Utica for a 12 o'clock start against Utica College.
Third and 16 as the ball is at the 50-yard line. 4 wide receiver formation. McCown in the backfield. Nyland looks along the sidelines, and that's intercepted and should go right to the ground. Finally, he'll be tackled. That was
26.
Giusola. He probably should have gone to the ground sooner. You don't want to risk fumbling that ball. Just go to the ground and let your offense take care of things. So WPI intercepted with 51 seconds left and trailing by 11, and with only 1 timeout left. That is basically going to do it for today's game.
Andre Giasolis is a junior D-back from Miami, Florida, and I'm sure that's a big one for him. Offense back out on the field. They look like they're just going to take a knee a couple times.
They are in the victory formation. WPI could stop the clock once. It does not appear they will do that. RPI will have to snap the ball a second time. Clock hits 40, and at this point, anytime they want to, they can go take another knee. Another snap, another knee, and that will be it as Marinopoulos gives the ball over to the umpire. There will be no more action in today's game. In 20 seconds, it will be official that RPI maintains possession of the Transit Trophy. A game that RPI never trailed. There were no lead changes. RPI took the lead and stayed in the lead the rest of the way. The one stat, if you're an RPI fan, that doesn't look good is that the offense scored no points in the second half.
And the defense, I thought, played very well most of the game. They did have 3 plays, 2 passes, long passes completed, and the quarterback with a long run. Other than that, I thought they did a really good job in some tough situations. In the red zone, holding them a couple times. The offense, I still think it's not as sharp as it needs to be. George Marinopoulos had a good day, I believe, in general. Let me see what he did. Yeah, he's 19 for 36 after 3 quarters. I don't have the stats yet for the end of the game. But long series for both teams. Second longest in RPI history next to Union. I think we said 111 games with WPI and 115 with Union. That's the Transit Trophy and the Dutchman's shoes.
Marinopolis was 22 of 41.
Is that the finals?
Yeah,
Stats?
yeah, 22 of 41.
He had 3 TDs as of 3.
Well, that's still the same because the offense didn't score in the second half.
Right.
So I think my takeaway on this one is that the offense didn't score in the second half in a very tight game. And really it was the defense with a pick 6 that expanded it again to a 2-score game and made things more difficult for WPI. If you don't get that pick 6, this game may turn out differently.
Watanabe's pick.
Yeah. If that goes the other way, this game might turn out differently because WPI is playing different, only down by 1 score. And in fact, if they get a touchdown and an extra point, they would have taken the lead. Actually, just a touchdown would have given them the lead. They would have been 20-19 at that point. So, in my opinion, that's really the key play of the game was that interception by Watanabe, which gives it a 2-score lead and puts WPI with their backs to the wall. As the teams are on the field right now, they'll get the trophy presentation relatively shortly. And before we head out of here, let me run down the scoring in today's game. As I mentioned, RPI never trailed in today's game. They were the first team to score, and once they got the lead, they kept it. 9:35 left to go in the first quarter. It was Davies with a 4-yard pass from Marinopolis. Christian's kick made it 7-0 in RPI's favor. And then 7:29 to go in the first. Smith with a 10-yard pass from Marinopolis. The kick failed, made it 13-0 in favor of RPI. That was the score after 1 quarter. In the second quarter, RPI made it a 3-score lead. Smith getting a 4-yard pass from Marinopolis. The kick again failed. It made it 19-0 at RPI at that point with 4:25 to go in the second. But then with 1:19 to go in the first half, McCallum with a 1-yard run for WPI. Harrington's kick closed the gap, and they went into the locker room at halftime with RPI leading 19-7 over WPI. In the third quarter, WPI scored first. McCallum with a 2-yard run with 9:14 to go in the third quarter. Harrington's kick closed the gap and made it a 5-point game. That was an 8-second drive after RPI turned the ball over. It was 19-14 in RPI's favor at that point. The final score in the third quarter, and the game actually, with 1:24 to go in that quarter, Sadak giving the 28-yard interception return to. Yeah, it was Sadak. Yes. We made a mistake earlier. It was Sadak. 28-yard interception return. The rush failed like Davies. It was a fake kick attempt.
We just said Sadak.
I think we said Watanabe.
Watanabe was the interception.
Oh, I was talking about the Sadak interception.
Okay.
Okay, so we got a little confused over which interception we were talking about. I was talking about the Sadak interception when we were mentioning the Watanabe interception. Anyway, Sadak's 28-yard interception return with 1:24 to go in the third, and the rush failed, made it 25-14 in RPI's favor. There would be no scoring in quarter number 4, and it would be a final here at Troy's East Campus Stadium. RPI 25, WPI 14. RPI maintains possession of the Transit Trophy. With that win, RPI improves to 2-0 on the season. With the loss, WPI falls to 1-1. RPI is off to play Utica next Saturday at noon for their next game. For WPI, they are at Becker College at 3 o'clock next Saturday for their next action before they go into league action for the rest of the season. So this is the second of their 3 non-league games for the WPI Engineers. So that's your scoring and your rundown in today's game. Your Engineers of the game?
Well, I only have 3 quarters of the games in terms of stats. But offensively, Nick Cella had a number of carries. He had 19 carries after 3.
Cella finished 24 for 77 yards, or net 70 yards, pardon me.
Okay. You got these on the computer. They didn't deliver them to us yet. George Marinopolis, he went 22 for 41.
22 of 41.
And he had 3 TDs, along a 29. Something to watch there, though. He was sacked 4 times. And I believe Connor Davies, once again, had a very good game. He had 5 catches for 48 yards.
He finished 6 of 58.
Okay. And that would be the offense for me today. The defense, if you're looking at tackles, Fallon and Hoggard both had 6.
10 and 8.
Okay, 10 and 8. And what did Watanabe have?
6.
Okay, I want to make Watanabe one as well for the key. Well, one key pick, but he had 6 others. So Fallon, Hoggard, Watanabe, Chella, Marinopoulos, and Davies, and that's it. I agree with you. These bad news was that the offense didn't score in the second half. I think that George got reached too many times, 4 times. But the good news is we put points on the board again, 25 points. They could have put more, but they got 25 on the board. Defense only gave up 14, and the defense really were tough at times when they needed to be tough. And I still think that they're improving. They've improved since last week, but they got to improve more going down the schedule, especially when we get in that league. But not a bad game to watch. It got a little chippy or whatever, penalty-wise, in the last part of the game, last quarter. But other than that, it was a good win for the Engineers, and they keep the transit trophy.
So that is going to do it for us here at the East Campus Stadium as people are making their way out, and we will be making our way out as well. Shorter ride home today than last week, definitely. Most definitely. Just to run down the out-of-town scoreboard as we know it right now, of course, RPI defeated WPI 25-14 here, and Carnegie Mellon defeated Rochester 31-7. Other Liberty League teams in action today. Fourth quarter, Hobart leads Morrisville State 52-10. St. Lawrence has a 20-7 lead on Norwich in the third. Also in the third, Brockport 13, Ithaca nothing, and at halftime, Union 21, Coast Guard 3. So that's what's going on around the league in terms of non-conference games. Most teams don't get into conference action for a couple more weeks now. Before we get out of here, we would like to thank the Rensselaer Union. They provide the funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, and that includes WRPI's coverage of engineer football, hockey, and baseball. Also, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org, and you can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As long as we're sending something out over the ether of the air, we'll provide it for you on that feed. That is WRPI.org. I'd like to thank Daniel back at the station, program director for WRPI. We had issues getting this one on the air earlier today, but we managed to get the connection and get everything out to you, so I hope it all sounded very well. Our next sports broadcast is next Saturday. RPI is at Utica. That is a noon start for another non-league contest. So RPI at Utica, noon next Saturday for our next sports broadcast. To my right was Bob Conway. My name is Kurt Stott. We would like to thank you for listening to today's game from the East Campus Stadium. The final score here in the 2018 version of the Transit Trophy game, it was RPI 25 and WPI 14. And you've been listening to live coverage of Engineer football on 91.5 FM, WRPI, Troy.